Okay, welcome to the stream for Inner Sphere Coalition Season 6. It's Week 4. We have a Division I match here today between the Sorensen's Sabers and the Black Pants Legion. Now, it's Therax and Blue Doe doing the stream. We've got it on MWO League's main channel, and Blue Doe is also going to be streaming their perspective over on their personal channel, which is under Blue Doe 1973. You'll be able to find that pretty easily under the MechWarrior Online channel category. And I think also you upload to your personal channel as well, Blue Doe?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so on YouTube somewhere there's going to be a Blue Doe will have theirs as well for anyone watching later, if you can figure out a way to track that down. All right, what do we got here? So this is potentially a match for first place between these two teams. There's a little bit of confusion exactly how tiebreakers work. I'm going to run through this as quickly as I can, hopefully as accurately as possible. It's been a little while since I skimmed the rulebook. So FJRD Church of Mechs is currently in first place. However, they have only one match remaining, and they've got 2 points. Black Pants Legion also has 2 points, and this is their final match here being played, as they have a bye next week. There's only 5 teams in this division instead of 6. Sorensen Sabers also has 2 points, but they have 2 matches, this one and then an upcoming match against a lower ranked team. Now, it's entirely possible that all of these teams finish with 3 points. If Black Pants Legion wins here and Sorensen Sabers wins next week, they would each have 3 points, and Black Pants Legion would have the tiebreaker for having beat Sorensen Sabers, the primary tiebreaker. FJRD could win next week's match and end with 3 points as well. But they hold the tiebreaker over the Black Pants Legion as they beat them last week's match. So, however, Sorensen Sabers, they beat the FJRD Church of Mechs in a previous week. So each of these teams would then have the same number of points, and each of them would have beaten one of the other teams and lost to the other team. So it goes down to third tiebreaker, which I believe is drop wins, but I'm not certain on that. There's some funkiness in the tiebreakers here. So if Black Pants Legions wins today, it could very well go to tiebreakers, and I don't understand the tiebreakers. But maybe they get first place, maybe Church of Mechs does. I have no idea. Sorensen Sabers could lose here and still get first place from the way I understand the tiebreakers. Now, if Sorensen Sabers wins outright here, they would have 3 points. Black Pants Legion would only have 2. So Sorensen Sabers would be definitively above them. And then if FJRD won their match next week and Sorensen Sabers lost their match next week, because Sorensen Sabers beat Church of Mechs, I believe Sorensen Sabers would still have that first place. So I think if Sorensen Sabers wins here today, they get first place regardless of next week's outcome, the outcome of their next week match. Now, maybe not. I don't really understand the tiebreakers fully. It's a little bit confusing. I don't think I explained it well. And it looks like the teams might be ready to go, so we could just start watching matches and let it sort itself out on terms of like tiebreakers and stuff. Actually, I don't see any locks in chat. There's a lot of stuff in chat, though. Maybe I just missed it.
There's a lot of stuff in chat. Team 2 lock with a nice salt bagel. There's a lock pun, yes. Jimmy just called lock.
Okay, Team 1 lock.
Just called lock.
Team 2 LOX. LOX is
and
locked.
Ralphie right next to him. Yeah, LOX is locked. We're ready to go.
All right, there we go. I'm going to launch this. 275 ton, 3 cap conquest on Terra Therma Crucible.
It's going to be a hot match. That's going to affect what they bring.
Yeah, there might be flamers here. We get lucky.
Ooh, yes, that's true.
I'm hoping for an LRM drop. I don't think this is the map for it, but, I'd be thrilled to see some LRMs.
It would be fun. It's always a blast when you see them flying through the air.
All right, here we go. Teams loading in. I need to switch my scene over.
Not me, I'm keeping my eye on the vein.
We have a comment here about Far Country. One of the players who is not currently in the match, but on Sorensen Sabers, is reading through Far Country on their stream currently. Sir Arminius, I believe it is. Javelin, heavy machine gun, and X-Pulse lasers, 2 of those for Sorensen Sabers. We got a Bushwhacker with SRM, heavy machine gun, small X-pulse laser, so DPS, bushwhacker, brawl, kitchen sink a little bit. Third javelin, and then one thunderbolt and one crusader. It's a medium X-pulse laser on the thunderbolt. Crusader 6T has 14 small lasers.
We've got 3 bushwhackers for the Sorensen Sabers. All of them are X1s. Looks like they're all rack variants. Wonder how that's going to do for them.
I'm seeing SRM bushwhacker here.
Oh, yeah.
Hunchback is
I was
SRM
looking
brawl,
from the
so it's
side of
just
the Hunchback.
looks like SRM brawl versus more or less SRM, well, mixed SRM and X-pulse laser brawl.
They've already taken the center.
They took side cap as well, so they've got a 2-cap
Good
lead here.
job.
So they don't want to
Nice
engage right now
job.
as they're down a mech. Whereas Sorensen Sabers probably wants to just push in before the Epsilon mech gets back, which will be back very, very shortly here. Although it looks like Black Pants Legion is chasing the tail here as well, so both teams are doing a little bit of a NASCAR. Cat Girl getting caught in the back a little bit in a 1v1. Fending it off pretty well, no serious damage. Both teams have all their players here. Oh, we go. Hedgehog is charging in the Thunderbolt, getting legged. One leg gone. Second leg is going to go very, very fast here. And down, but there's a return kill. Historic Gamer goes down. That's a heavy for a light. Bushwhacker's legged from the Trout, and he's being dove by Ralphie.
Trout's going to go down in a second or two.
Ralphie's been legged as well. Very quick kills here.
That's Ralphie. Very quick. The machine gun rounds are flying like butter.
Greater Authority's Hunchback still fresh, 90%. Very little leg damage.
Goes down. Head Mana goes down.
Who's still up?
It's 303.
The pair of javelins against everyone else. One of the javelins is an open leg. And that girl just got legged. Both javelins. Black Pants Legion, one javelin legged, the other javelin legged. Will they be able to pick up some kills here? And the answer is no.
Student, Race Dark Star, no. First round goes to Sorensen Sabers.
Yeah, Catgirl doing a good job shielding their surviving leg there, as I believe they're being focused by both javelins for multiple seconds there. Managed to keep that leg alive. So it's a drop win for Sorensen Sabers. Yeah, it's going to take a while for that Hunchback to walk over there. Hopefully, yeah, they still got both legs though, so not too long.
How'd she put in the work today?
95.8 kph on that Hunchback. Plenty of ammo left yet too, so nicely done.
Overall, pretty healthy, considering the brawl that was going on.
Yeah, sometimes it's a sign of good focus fire if the survivors have a high health pool left. Because even though the team lost, they weren't splashing their damage everywhere. That's how I'd see it to an extent, right? It's important to be focusing the correct target, not just a target, but sometimes you focus the correct target and you still lose, and that's just how things work. And yeah, the survivors in that case could very well have a very high health pool.
It's true. G.I. Jimmy's at 88%. Cat Girl's only down one leg.
Yeah.
That'll do it for the round.
Oh yeah, good start here for Sorensen Sabers, winning the first drop. It's a good brawl though, so I'm not gonna call it
flush victory,
a blowout by any stretch of the imagination there. 2.5 mechs left alive effectively.
It's not a bad start.
I've got the damage up on the screen. Basically just gonna run through it real quick here. Low damage on Historic Gamer. I think they were focused target, first one down for Sorensen Sabers. Hedgehog was the first target down for Black Pants Legion, but they managed to put out 150 before going down, which is, you want more out of your heavies, but primary target's primary target. G.I. Jimmy coming up big with 350 damage for their team, picking up 3 kills as well. Very nicely done. And there's a nice scattering of team damage on both sides. Nobody's got more than 26 though. So I love team damage. All right, what is the next map?
I do believe that the
Canyon Network
is Canyon Network.
I like Canyon Network. I know some people don't.
Oh, it's fun.
They're overexposed to it in quick play or whatever, but I think it's a good
Yeah,
map.
you can burn out on a map if you're overexposed to it in quick play.
Yeah, I do like the map though. I think Canyon Network is a nicely balanced map.
Especially with all the work they've recently put into it. I know they, when the last map maker came in, he put in ramps, and those ramps are smooth and justified everywhere they are.
Yeah, sometimes I miss
Everything is so
the
it's
centerpiece, like the center pillar piece that was at Theta. Sometimes I miss that. But I do enjoy that it has more ramps. I think it might be a little bit over ramped right now, but there's still it's much better than previously when they didn't have ramps. So I wouldn't mind if both versions of Terra Firma were available in the game, at least in private lobby. That would be then you could play it in competitive still.
yeah. I'd still like the old Terra Firma, the one
Yeah,
I cut my teeth on.
yeah. You know, I okay. So Old Polar Highlands, very despised map by the majority of the player base. All of that. I still would like to have it available in private lobby to be able to do game modes with friends on that or whatever. Like all of the old maps, they're sharing assets anyway, so it wouldn't be much file size added to the game to include the old maps in private lobby or maybe even for
Sometimes they
event queue.
overwrite the old maps.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a bit of a missed opportunity.
Oh yes, it's definitely a missed opportunity. Let's see. Doesn't look like they've switched anyone out on the Sorensen side.
Um, I think Full Phoenix jumped in. I don't think he was here previously. But I don't know who they swapped out. I'm not paying that close of attention to the player names. My
Oh,
apologies.
there's G.I. Jimmy for Real Light and Full Phoenix. We moved two people.
Stream is running okay. Yeah, so while these teams have a couple of minutes to wrap up, I guess we could talk about. I don't know, do you want to talk about the map? Canyon Network.
Yeah,
Everyone knows Canyon
it's
Network, but
Canyon Network.
let's throw it up anyways. All right, it's a yield Canyon Network. We're doing a heavier drop tonnage here. I think it's is it 325 or 375?
I
375,
believe
is
it's
it not?
375.
Yeah. Okay, so Sorensen Sabers, Team 1,
That's
they're in
what
the blue.
Sorensen Services currently
Classic on this map would be an Epsilon push. Just kind of brawl it. Alternatively, they could do a couple mechs toward Theta, push up the ramp or jump up, something like that. Um, on the opposing side, you also got your classic Epsilon push. I love Epsilon push, but um, if your opponent kind of knows that you're doing it, they can set up a receive. But using only the inner sphere weapons and what's currently strong, like the large X pulse laser, that type of thing, I think we're going to see an Epsilon push. There are other ways to play this map.
No,
The
I
current,
believe you're right. I think we're going to see an
yeah,
Epsilon push.
yeah, the current meta just favors that fairly strongly. Um, if teams weren't going to do an Epsilon push, what they could do instead would be some sort of play around like Radio Tower and Theta, and just kind of do a receive line. Maybe put a couple mechs on the ridge line, but don't advance too close to Epsilon. And then that would give you, if there is an Epsilon push, it gives you some good sight lines um, against mechs that are pushing.
Plus, it gives you two artificial firing lines, depending on where you set it up.
Yeah, you got a back ridge kind of with a couple of bigger boys, and then mechs on this ridge here. If they don't advance too close to the corner, they can kind of do a bit of a kite back receive, but stay up on the ridge line. To force the opposing team onto the ridge line where your Theta guys can shoot. The Theta guys can kind of do a wrap. There's some options to receive that Epsilon push if, like with a mid-range DPS type build, not with like an extreme range deck. I don't think we're going to see extreme range here today, considering the tonnage, the meta, like what weapons are currently strong in the game. Whereas if it's an Epsilon push from the blue side, red team could try and do a bit more of a dedicated receive, putting one mech in the junkyard
In
pile, for
the
instance, putting a
junkyard.
couple back ridge. and kind of holding back a little bit. And then when you force your opponent to push around that epsilon corner, all of a sudden they're getting shot from like 3 sides in a crossfire of sorts. And again, you've got some wrap options to the rear. The epsilon push, if you're just kind of in the open, you're getting farmed from every direction, it can be pretty discouraging. But looks like teams are more or less ready.
Resolving.
I have a team 1 lock.
And the team 1 lock we do not. Oh,
That team 2 is
speaking of the
locked.
devil, there's the team 2 locked.
So we talked a little bit of the map. I don't know if there's any value. I mean, Canyon Network, people are pretty familiar with it at this point. But here we go. Dropping in the match.
Here we go. I'll be really surprised if they don't do an epsilon push.
Yeah, at least one of the teams. It could be an epsilon push into an epsilon push. Wouldn't surprise me at all either. All right, I'm gonna look through these mechs real quick here. Out of red team being Black Pants Legion. We got an awesome with a quad L large X pulse laser, 2 of those. Hatchaman is Stumbnose PPC. Third awesome with quad large X pulse laser. So yeah, they're definitely gonna be pushing another Hatchaman with Stumbnose PPC and a Blackjack arrow with large X pulse light machine guns. So a lot of mid-range DPS and a pair of Pop Tartars, which could, rest the flank pretty strongly. And looking at Swords and Sabers real quick, it looks like Red Laser Brawl deck to me. 14 small pulse on the Crusaders, all 3 of them. Chargers with 7 small lasers. They're not bringing large X pulse on those. And then they're bringing a
I've seen this configuration before.
Flea with a DPS
Sorensen.
Yeah, Swords and Sabers is a little bit known for their red laser push. Thing is that the large X pulse is so strong right now, you're seeing that more on the Chargers. Just like 1 or 2 large X pulse backing up the small lasers, or small lasers backing it up, or however you want to phrase that. So it's a little bit of a
epsilon push.
Outdated build, maybe. Yeah, they're doing a theta push here for Black Pants Legion, whereas the Swords and Sabers are doing a Kappa push. The Kappa push is one of the options. Okay, they know the Hatchman is here capping, but the Hatchman's going to leave before Swords and Sabers arrive. They might not see each other. They know there's a mech there, but they don't know how many. They do have their free scouting at Theta. Now, if they walk through the cap, they will give away their position. And the rate at which that cap flips could give away how many mechs are moving through it as well. So if Black Pants Legion is paying attention, they should know there's a heavy push at Kappa right now. And then the question becomes, how are they going to respond?
With purple lasers.
Yeah, a little bit of fire coming out at the Flea. They also would have seen that the Flea was not down on the cap. They know it's not the Flea that flipped it. Not just how fast it flipped, but also they saw the positioning of the Flea, I do believe. So they've made it to Epsilon. They have determined not to push it. They're setting up. They're looking various directions right now, Black Pants Legion. They don't seem to know where the Swords and Sabers are. And they don't have a scout mech. They have those pair of hatchetmen. They're not quite the speed that you'd be looking for a scout. Okay, here comes the push over the top. Does it get spotted? It should get spotted, but all the weapons fires go into the Flea right now. Okay, there we go. Now there's weapon fires onto the
Flea.
Swords and Sabers. They're closing range pretty fast.
Should have oriented now.
Yeah, it's
I see the team. It's moving.
Split receive right now. The Flea needs to get into the fight as well. Start chewing on some backsides. Who is the called target? Faux Phoenix leading the charge for the Swords and Sabers. Looks like Angry Ninja's the called target. Has been legged already. See how long that second leg takes to go off. Mech is down. Faux Phoenix finally gets legged. They get down to 70% before they got double legged there. Grinning Thief has been legged in the Blackjack Arrow, but does not seem to be focused anymore.
Superfly is down.
That's 2 of the Awesomes down. Real Light is legged in his Charger for Swords and Sabers.
Third Awesome's about to go down.
Not Charger, Crusader. Blackjack Arrow lived for a long time after losing a leg, but this is looking really good for Swords and Sabers right now.
Indeed.
Hatchetman is trying to kite back, does not have the speed to get away, and is legged. That leaves just the one remaining Hatchetman.
He was fighting his heart out.
Needs to try and pull some range, see if they can make something happen here. What is their top speed? 142 kph. Well, they have a chance to kite here. Some of those PPCs do outrange small lasers, even with the range quirk. But the flea's on their tail right now, and they only have so much room that they can run here. Yeah, they're turning back. They're out of space. They're gonna get legged here.
Nope,
And
there's the leg.
yeah, nice push out of Swords and Sabers. They were unspotted until after they cleared over the ridge line, I believe, and Black Pants Legions didn't really have the spread to do the receive there.
No, they did not. That was a very fast match. Very decisive.
You know, it took a little while for that brawl to get started, but once it was on, it was on.
Yeah, they just came over that ridge and just annihilated everybody. The Sabers.
Got damage number up on the screen. All right, damage numbers. Pretty even for the most part. Historic Gamer a little bit lower on the side of Swords and Sabers. I think they were the first mech down for their side. On the opposing side, Angry Ninja was early kill. Awesome call target, drop it real fast. But everyone else kind of in that 200, 300 range. Nobody's really got a standout damage total. Except Phoenix Roko. I'm going to go ahead and point out they managed to deal 43 team damage. So, highest team damage so far in the match.
Wasn't that the flea?
Yeah. I don't know. Was it an artillery strike or what happened there?
There was an artillery strike early on in the match that hit everybody. And it was a good one because it hit everybody.
I mean, 43 is not that much team damage for a danger close strike. I'd expect better, but I love danger close strikes.
Right? Sometimes it's about area of denial. Sometimes it's just about putting as much damage as you can on somebody.
So if your team has a higher damage output than your opponent's, equal amounts of damage to your team and your opponent's team from a strike is a good thing. Because you're going to deal more damage, you're going to pick up the kills faster, right? You know, it's yeah, you know, there's definitely situations where 100 damage to my team and 100 damage to my opponents is actually to my team's advantage. I like danger close strikes. It's an art, a fine art of trying to land a strike that in a brawl push that isn't going to hit your team, but is going to hit the opponents. And if it hits your team a little bit, that's fine too. All right, what do we got?
It's time to flip the teams.
Yeah, I switched the teams already. I think I got it right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Your thing. So far, Swords and Sabers kind of running away with the match. If the reverse sweep comes in here.
These have both been clean and decisive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The first one, it was 2.5 mechs left alive for the Swords and Sabers. It was overly decisive win, I would say. But this last one, they still had 4 mechs running around, and I don't think any of them were legs. I mean, the fleet was down to 66% is what I've got here. But that was pretty spread damage, I think.
You know, considering they were focusing the flea early on in the match.
Yeah, they did get a little bit of scratch damage with those large X pulse, but it's a small target, and if it's moving back and forth while you're shooting that large X pulse, nobody's going to be able to track that overly well. Kind of just going to be all over the mech. Just waiting for Team 2 to lock up here, I believe.
You know, we've got 2 remaining. Bravo Charlie drop instead of a Alpha.
Yeah, spawns are so close though. I don't know how much they matter. Sorensen Sabers
It's a
currently,
tenth of a second here or there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It helps if you've got a direwolf and you want to get it into the junkyard. You definitely want to give it the closest spawn, because the 5 or 10 seconds might end up mattering, but generally not overly concerned with spawns on this one. They're hovering green, but I don't see a locked yet.
I think they were too busy laughing.
Yeah, both teams are, they know each other pretty well. Friends here playing each other in a competitive match for the giggles, and potentially the first place finish. We'll see what happens. All right, team 2, give us the
You
lock
do
now,
lock.
and I'm launching.
The gang's lagging a little bit.
All right, you still got a little bit of time to load in.
Here goes the spinning wheel.
Are going through the mix here for Swords and Sabers in the red. They brought Centurion with LBX5. It's got a rate of fire quirk there. Battlemaster with ER large. Interesting. 2 of those Centurions, Hatamoto Chi with AC5 light PBC on both of them, and then they're bringing 1 light with an Osiris Think build that has ER small light machine gun, rocket launcher 10, and large X pulse laser. Battlemaster is an interesting pick here. Pretty good at trade, not great at receive. See how it goes. Over for Black Pants Legion, we've got a Crab with medium X-Pulse lasers ×2. Both are heading toward Kappa. Marauders with rotary autocannon 2 ×3. And then a third Crab that is large X-Pulse. Looks like they're going for Theta, or perhaps they're joining their buddies for the Kappa push.
So are the sales.
I'm interested to see where that Battlemaster's going. Yeah, it looks like it's headed to Junkyard. Rafi is going to be playing a trade mech out of Junk Pile. But it's a push deck coming up against them. Well, rotary autocannons, I guess, might be more of a mid-range DPS. Your large might pair up pretty well against that.
Taking some fire.
Nobody's making a play for Theta yet.
Taking Epsilon.
Kappa Cap is being flipped. There's a play on Theta right now. Crab versus the Osiris. Crab manages to get it and get out. We've got rotary autocannon fire going out. The thing about the rotary autocannon is it requires a lot of face time to get that damage out, whereas the ER large Battlemaster does not. So in that type of a trade situation, I think that ER large Battlemaster is actually going to be a pretty good pick here against the rotary autocannons, which I thought it was perhaps a poor mech choice, but the way that things have lined up here, it might end up being pretty clutch. think the Marauders are going to have to make a push here. I don't think they can sit back and try to do this mid-range DPS trade type stuff when they're facing off
Not with
against
the
that double
racks.
large Battlemaster.
They need to be able to leverage them.
Yeah. And it's going to be hard to push that Battlemaster as well because of the Centurion and Hatamoto Chi offering squad. Cap has been
Other than the
decapped,
cheese,
split
also
9. Managed to get a decap, can't get the cap as they're taking a lot of fire. Kind of just get a sliver on
there's
that.
the decab.
Well, the decap is basically good enough at this point. They can, they are a little bit behind on cap still in a one cap to one cap situation, but it's going to be like 7 minutes before that matters. Plenty of time to try and gain a damage lead through trading.
I notice they move up the Battlemaster.
Um, I would hold it back. It's within optimal range, I do believe, or close enough to optimal range, and I wouldn't want to get pushed while it's in the valley. What I think
Yeah.
Sorensen Sabers, what they could do is try to open up a secondary flank with the Centurions over on this ridge line where split 9 is right now, but they don't want to go advance too far up. I think the longer that these trades run, the larger the damage differential is going to get between Black Pants Legion and Sorensen Sabers. There's no pressure on the Swords and Sabers right now because Theta's been decapped. They can just sit and farm damage for a while. Crabs are trying to make a move here from Black Pants Legion. Two of them are going. Now all three of them are going on a little bit of an adventure. This could be the precursor to a dedicated push. Split 9 sees it. They need to get out. I believe that they will succeed. And those medium X pulses are not in optimal range against the Centurions. Centurions are backing off the corner. They could hold for a little bit because the Marauders still have not made a move up onto Theta. So that push is still quite some distance away. Rafu is now moving up. They're going to be getting in a little bit closer. The other thing here is that everybody's using ammunition except for that Battlemaster. And the crabs, I suppose, but the crabs can't really do any trading. So trading heat capacity for Rack 2 ammunition is a favorable trade for the Battlemaster as well. Damage is starting to pile up on the Marauders. They're down to the 70%. They're open. I believe that's left torso on the Marauder 3R from Wraith Dark Star. He's not in danger of losing his racks yet, but still, this is not. They're too clumped up at Radio Tower right now.
Yeah,
I
they've
really
got to
think.
commit to a push.
Yeah, they needed to push and they haven't, and now they're beat up. And here's the flank from the Centurions going to Bucket Hill. They're going super wide on this, but they are getting that secondary angle.
Wraith.
Split 9 might be going for Kappa right now. They're going to get intercepted by Crab, perhaps.
Here goes an iron.
Oh, Crab is going to full cap the Kappa cap, it looks like, as they aren't really able to do much of anything else right now. Split 9 is going to make a Theta
Marauders are now
attempt.
pinned.
And somebody's looking at Theta again, so Split 9 is just taking more damage, can't get the cap. Again, it's going to be several minutes before caps start to become a real concern for Swords and Sabers. They can just continue leveraging their range advantage and map positioning advantage in order to rack up some more damage here.
And inside the 4-minute mark, they can let this play out.
The only danger is if they get sucked in too close to their opponents. But they've got such a damage. Oh no, Wraith Darkstar did lose their rotary autocannons there, so they're down to a pair of medium lasers. Like, this is just. Yeah, Superfly is almost open in their center torso. Ammunition counts might also be turned here.
Ammo's definitely got to be getting low.
Ammunition looks okay still. Split 9 has been caught. Did they get legged? No, but they should be heading out, and they are not. They're going to get dove here if they're not careful. But yeah, it's just
trying to pull them down.
Yeah. Split 9 is now going to go take Kappa. And the crabs could contest it, but the crabs are already so damaged that I don't think they could
Crabs also have a
necessarily.
range issue. They're all X-Pulse.
Yeah, yeah, the Osiris does have that large X pulse, so it does have a range advantage against the crabs and medium X pulse. Here we go. There's a brawl. Centurions have pushed up onto Black Pants Legion, basically just looking to
Now goes
put them under
Wraith
their
Dark
misery.
Star.
And Black Pants Legion has been backed up into a trench. Now this is a outnumbered fight in the favor of Black Pants Legion, as the Centurions have kind of pushed without support. Yeah, Jimmy taking significant damage, but the map advantage is pretty heavily in favor of Swords and Sabers, and Black Pants Legion are so beat up that it would take a monumental throw at this point for things to even out again. So maybe counter push here at Theta. No, the armor's just too low already. Bell here is been halved in their crab. Ralphie No Pants is about to lose their rotary autocannon torso and their legs and center torso Superfly. Similar situation. It's kind of just over at this point. There we go. Another kill.
Now goes Ralphie.
Or a gamer picks up one. Split nines on the flank. Has significant firepower at this stage of the game. Earlier, that single large X-Pulse laser maybe wouldn't have been very threatening, but now, with given how damaged everyone is,
Structure being opened.
Centurion dropping in from behind on Superfly.
Flies down.
Last couple of mechs here, making some sort of secret push. I don't know if Swords and Sabers knows where these crabs are. I do not believe that they do. Maybe they can jump on.
The XLs are fast.
Yeah, those crabs, they're probably doing 90 plus kph. 102. So yeah, a lot of speed there, but they never managed to get into range.
They were hoping for a brawl here.
Yep. Yeah, that Battlemaster definitely put a bit of a messed up the plans. Rafu is the called target here. They're trying to get their revenge. Black Pants Legion going after that ER large Battlemaster. They get one leg, and they get the rear torso. Rafu looks like they're going to survive.
There goes the thief.
No, Rafu goes down. Self-destruct, overheated.
Self-destruct. Oh.
Well, they did pick up one kill, Black Pants Legion, but the drop was pretty decisive there. Well played, Swords and Sabers. Kind of a drop deck win. And with that drop win, they take the match.
That will do it. The next two matches are for points.
Yeah, there's MC per drop win.
Oh, Phoenix. 734 damage. Nice job. This was a high damage output match.
Yeah, it was pretty static trades. So they had time to get some damage out.
Good smattering of kills across the team. Real standouts.
Who had the top damage there? Just gonna look at that real quick. Yeah, Rafi with 800 damage out of the Battlemaster. Although Elac in the Centurion, LBX5 Centurion putting up 700. Faux Phoenix in the Hatamoto Chi with AC5. The light PPC putting up 700. GI Jimmy with Centurion also on that flank put up 600 damage. Historic Gamer a little bit behind at 500 damage, which is again, if everyone on your team did 500 damage, you probably win the match, even at this tonnage. Split 9, lower damage total, but they're playing the objective control, scouting. They were also getting decent harassing side flanks as well, so pretty well played. And just on Black Pants Legion, damage totals are low, and it just ran into a drop deck that kind of countered what they were doing. They might have had a chance if they had grouped up and pushed, but they didn't. They didn't group and push before they'd taken significant damage, so not go their way.
The Sorensens are having a good day.
Yeah, they
That'll
are.
make it three wins for Sorensens now.
Yeah, and with that match win, I think they win the division as they have the tiebreaker over FJRD Church of Mex, which is the only other team that could have 3 match wins at the end of the of next week. So I think Sorensen Sabers have clutched a Division I win, if I understand the tiebreakers correctly. Black Pants Legion, they're playing for the MC here today, and they've also got a chance to finish in second place, I believe, regardless of this match outcome. If Church of Mex does not win their next week match, I think Black Pants Legion has the tiebreaker to finish in second place. Not 100% on that, though. No, sorry, the tiebreaker goes to Church of Mex, so they would get third place, Black Pants Legion, if with the loss here, I think they get third place regardless of other match outcome. Yeah, I think Black Pants Legion is guaranteed third, can't move up, can't move down, as they have a bye next week. They can't get any match wins.
Yeah, they get their 3 points, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, 2 points. They don't.
2
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, they have a bye next week, and as they have lost this match, they're at points total. And the tiebreaker favors Church of Mex.
Okay.
Well, how are the teams doing? They are slowly assembling themselves. Let's flip it over to map room here. We're going to be going to play on Bear Claw 2, which is a relatively new map. The newest map at MechWare Online. It's been out for, what, 3 months now or something? On the first drop, Swords and Sabers are going to be in the red as Team 2, and Black Pants Legion is going to be in the blue on Team 1. Now, how are they going to play this? Because I'm in a group chat with some of these team leaders, and I believe they've been talking about things like this particular rock formation over here in Epsilon. What color shows up on your green? Green show up for everyone, I hope. There's a rock you can
Yeah.
stick a mech up on, like a Battle Master or a Stalker or a Marauder 2, something like that. And it gives you significant map control, as you've got sight lines over onto Theta, you've got sight lines either onto Epsilon or near Epsilon. Some of the push paths are also kind of spotted from that position. It's a very strong spot for Team 1 if they decide to stick a mech up on that. I believe it's this rock. I don't think it's... I don't know. This map is... I'm pretty new. I have been on it maybe a dozen times total. I don't know everything about this map, but there is a spot up here that gives you good range control. Now, are these teams going to play range control? I was surprised by the Battle Master last drop, as I didn't expect to see ER large from either of these teams in the Candy Network drops. But over on Bear Claw 2, I think that there's a decent chance these teams are going to start to bring out the Stalkers and Battle Masters. I don't know, what other mechs would these play? I know they play DACA receive or push stuff like Banshees or Hatamoto Cheese, but I'm hoping for Stalkers out of this drop. I love the Stalkers. Stalkers are very effective,
I
efficient
do
mech.
believe you'll see some stalkers.
Yeah, and you can either do ER large stalker or you can do a like a mid range binary large ER mid stalker, which I think might be more likely. We'll see what
They're
these teams
reaching
do.
max tonnage.
I think there's going to be a push, but where's that push going to go? Are they going to like go wide or they're going to go up the gut, down the runways. I don't know. I don't know this map well enough to predict push paths that these teams will try and use. Just one little, I'm gonna go ahead and just see if somebody ends up using that green circle location, pick a mech up on that rock. I'd be more surprised not to see it from at least one of these teams, as I'm in their group chat for their team leads. I know that they're aware of that position. I don't know if they've practiced it, but they know it exists, so they might very well use it.
It's a Team 2 lock.
Team 2 lock. All right, let's flip that over and get the launch. Uh, 425 ton maximum on this drop, so it should be really fat mechs here today.
Oh, yeah. 425 to 420. There's only a 5-ton difference between the two teams. Let's see what they make of it.
Okay, I hear music. That means the dropships are coming in. I'm currently looking at Sorensen Sabers in the red as Team 2.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any
Team
hostiles
1.
your way.
Another Osiris. This one is a DPS build that is less range. They don't have large X-Pulse on it. They're bringing a Hatamoto Chi and 1-2 Banshees with autocannon builds, and then a Stalker with binary ER large, so a mid-range Stalker. They're going to be pushing with this drop deck, I do believe. But they also have a Firestarter that's going, the Hero Firestarter with small X-Pulse heavy machine gun. They're going to go for side caps, I believe. Yeah.
Which expulses.
We've got a Cicada on the field. Somebody page Kaylee. Cicada with small X-Pulse. That is not the build I'd expect on a Cicada. I don't know Cicada builds, though, so I will defer. And then they're packing that up with Small Laser Crusader times 2 and 3 Stalkers that are going to be running large X-Pulse, medium X-Pulse. So that is a push type build on those Stalkers. Now, it's only 2 large X-Pulse lasers. We've got to fight a duel, Cicada versus Firestarter. Honestly, I think because of the builds here, the Firestarter could probably take this fight. Kind of pull up the... There we go. Firestarter, the legs open already. Cicada's taking some range fire from someone assisting the Firestarter, but that Firestarter is in big trouble right now. If they lose a leg, they're a little bit hooped. Cicada has bad hitboxes, but they've got armor and structure quirks to try and help them survive. They got to turn and run.
One hit away.
And that Firestarter is keeping its leg alive. Oh, both legs now open on that Firestarter. Cicadas, see what the return damage looks like. Cyrus continuing to pursue. Cicada has an open leg. Cicada has no backup whatsoever. They got to get wherever distance here before they get to their teammates at Theta. Both legs are now open on the Cicada. Cicada's not going to get away.
Trying to scout the Cicada.
Yep, Cicada's dead.
There goes the Cicada.
And the Firestarter...
Sushi Destructos goes down.
Firestarter is alive. Both legs are critical on that Firestarter. You want to keep that away from the opposing team, I would argue, but they can go for like a back cap or something like that over on cap if they went, super wide. Just try to stay out of combat.
In the meantime, it's a full cap on Theta.
Yeah. So Theta's full cap. Team is just sitting there, but they are firing, so they've been spotted by the lights. Now, how do these two teams respond? Because they both know where each other are. Cicada would have communicated that there was an entire enemy force over on Epsilon before they died. And then the lights have spotted the main body of the Black Pants Legion. So Sorensen Sabers are also aware. They're making a bit of a rotation here. Where are they
That
going?
shooting platform you were talking about is coming into play right now. They're using it for spotting purposes.
Yeah. Very stationary position here from Black Pants Legion. They've lost their most mobile element, and they're sitting currently on a 1 cap to 1 cap situation. They're going to need to make something happen here, or else the cap situation could go against them, as they do not have a light mech anymore, and they're also down in numbers. They will have some build information on their opponents. I don't know if the push favors Black Pants Legion or not. I think it does because of the medium X pulse lasers on their stalkers. They're not really set up to trade. Pushing into mass DACA like these Banshee Hamoto Chis, that's never going to be pleasant, but I think the alternative is actually worse, of trying to like trade with that with 2 large X pulse stalkers versus AC5 light PPC, Hatamoto Chi, and Banshee. I think pushing is the correct decision, but they're continuing to just sit back to receive here on their 1 cap situation. Now, looks like somebody went through Sigma over on the mini map. I'm kind of just caught an eye on that.
Yeah, there's two up by Sigma.
Nobody accidentally capped it, which is a very good thing, but they're going wide for that cap a cap. Is there a tunnel out here? There's an ice tunnel. Elfcat knows about it. Interesting. I just haven't played this map enough. They're gonna go get that back cap on Kappa and basically force an action here out of Black Pants Legion. Two teams just shooting
Got
back
some
and
good
forth at each
fire.
other. Superfly's taking the worst of it, looks like. Oh, their head is open. Somebody got a lucky headshot there. If they get a second lucky headshot, then we start calling hacks, and also Superfly dies. But so far, it's just an open head. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, calling hacks would be a joke, by the way.
Oh yes, of course.
I just need to clarify that in case anyone thinks that I'm, serious,
control.
and then it starts the whole thing or something. Sorensen Sabers, they're a little bit anxious here, trying to make something happen. They're currently down in mechs. Here's the push. Yep. Okay, so they sent 2 mechs to Kappa. Sorensen Sabers dead. Black Pants Legion is missing a mech though, as that Cicada died. So it's a 5v4 push right now.
They're pushing forward, trying to break into their line.
This is their
Now
chance
goes
though.
Ralphie.
Like this is the chance the Black Pants Legion has, the best chance they're gonna get. They did lose one on the push in. They've now closed range with those small lasers, and medium X pulses should be able to do something. And they still have even numbers here. It's a 4v4, and they've got a build advantage. So maybe. Can't pull up the build. Right, there we
Those
go.
high motos, they can headshot.
Superfly just got
Gotta be
legged and
careful.
dropped. Yeah, the push did not work out. It's the right call though. Given the
Yes, it
options that
is.
they
It's
had.
totally the right call.
Yeah. They had to do it. It didn't have a high probability of success, but it was their only chance. Real light is going to go down, I do believe, if somebody could just take that second leg, although the Charger's just pushing past, actually
There
picks up a
goes
different kill.
Phoenix.
Here comes the Osiris Firestarter. Or where's the Firestarter? Firestarter's still at Theta. Hedgehog is dying inside a mech trap to the Osiris. Second kill
There goes
picked
the
up.
Stalker.
Yeah, Real Light got finished off by the legged Crusader joining up with the healthier Crusader, and let's see if there are any more kills here possible.
Oh,
Rafia's
there
opened
goes
both
Angry Ninja.
legs. There's a chance. Rafia's been legged. Now, can they shield? And no, they
Rafi
get picked
down.
up.
Milsurp down.
We failed.
So they do get a couple of kills here. Black Pants Legion with that push. Match was not going in their favor. Just all things
That
considered.
early kill on the part of the
Cicada, yeah.
Cicada.
Sorensen's Sabers pick up another win.
Limited their options.
Yeah, they did make the push. The push was correct. Just Didn't work.
A few with 878 damage.
Yeah, Rafi's a bit of a ringer there for Sorensen Sabers.
Well, Tolak's right behind him with 709. Radford did die before the end of the match.
Yep. Yeah. Very true.
Oh. You hate to see full blowouts like this, but sometimes you just can't look away.
Yeah. Um. There's some errors to address on Black Pants Legion, I would say, in terms of some of their
Well, this is only their
strats.
second season.
Yeah, strats, drop calls, and mech lab. I think there's a couple tweaks that they could make there. And their team that's they're working on it. They're improving. You know, kind of probably some new players on there that they're trying to work in, increase their coordination. They're putting up a decent showing here today, but they're just the Sorensen Sabers are kind of proven why they're at the top of the division. So, um, you know, uh, a different week on different maps, maybe we get different results. I don't know how that would play out, but right now it's a little bit clear as to which team is kind of outplaying the other. Although if we're looking at it, there's only two players on Sorensen Sabers that have monster damage from the last drop, Rafu and Tolak. So I guess everyone else maybe didn't have the angles or something of that nature. And the Cicada versus Firestarter 1v1, it was definitely going in the way of the Cicada initially. It's only that, when the rest of Swords and Sabers showed up to provide support to the Firestarter, that the Cicada started to take meaningful damage and have to run off. So that 1v1 was going the other way until it was no longer a 1v1.
Yeah. Well, with the Osiris and the Firestarter versus the Cicada. By the time help arrived and the Cicada had to withdraw, the Osiris was already in range.
Yeah. Yeah, Osiris was able to continue the pursuit because there was nothing backing up the Cicada. Everyone else was just kind of sitting on Theta while the Cicada was engaged. I'm gonna pop up the map room here.
Oh, yeah.
Draw some arrows on it. The Swords and Sabers kind of went Epsilon. They had their light mech get in a fight, and then second light mech kind of engaged while the primary target ran off, as there was a single Cicada that did not make it out. Main body though for the Black Pants Legion, they just kind of went to Theta and that. Um, Both teams were aware of where the other team was, but neither team was making an initial move until main body for Swords and Sabers kind of made a little wrap up, and they were content to just sit, both teams, and it was the lights going around and back having Kappa that triggered the push out of Black Pants Legion, a desperation push. Can't call it anything else, and it just it didn't work out. But without the Cicada, it was going to be a two cap to no situation. They knew that there were mechs at Kappa. Like, you don't have any better odds than that. So just a little bit too much immobility out of Black Pants Legion. I don't know what the communication was with the Cicada, whether they could have started moving toward a rally point to allow the Cicada to continue just running instead of having to turn and try to fend off the Osiris, and then the team could bring their large X-Pulse to scare the Osiris off, save the Cicada's life, and then you'd be able to secure a Kappa for yourself and sit on Theta, and you'd have a Theta Kappa situation, and Swords and Sabers would have to make the push. I don't know what the communication was, but Team 2 is locked up, so let's get it going.
Right. It looks like Hank Reardon will not be joining us today.
Might be busy with some IRL.
Yeah, sounds like he's watching a game. Not this one. How good.
Oh, the other game. That's right. There's a different game going on that some people care about.
Hey, spinning wheel is stuck. Come on, spinning wheel. Good. It's your job. Job's to spin. There we go.
Did I remember to switch the? I did. I think it's all good. Double checking.
Double check, double check.
No. Why is it not?
Command coming in.
Come on.
Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
There we go. I got the team logos on the correct side now, and teams are arriving. Let's go check out builds. I'm gonna go grab builds off of Sorensen Sabers in the blue here. Fafnir. LBX-10 Fafnir. What is that? Stalker with mid-range binary stuff. A Mauler with light PPC LBX-5. I guess they are out of their Banshees and Hatamoto Cheese, so they have to bring an alternative. Osiris with the large X-Pulse kitchen sink stuff. Split 9 did some decent work with that earlier. And Firestarter this time is small pulse, standard small pulse, not the X-Pulse. Black Pants Legion, they're bringing Quick Draw with medium X-Pulse and Rocket Launcher times 1, 2, 3. Chargers with 7 small laser and 7 small laser. Again, no large X-Pulse on those Chargers, so they're committed to hardcore brawl here with red lasers and medium X-Pulse in the Quick Draws. They're grabbing Theta here, Black Pants Legion. Swords and Sabers are headed toward Theta as well, so we could get a big clash here indoors. And Swords and Sabers have a mech at Epsilon as well, so this is actually advantage to Black Pants Legion if they can get that push in before Swords and Sabers get set up.
We have gained Epsilon.
Swords and Sabers definitely playing the binary builds here, so they're definitely mid-range. Now, Black Pants Legion, if they recognize that and they go aggressive, now they might be feeling a little bit demoralized, things have not been going their way, but this is a clear signal for them to start pushing. Just group up and push.
Match. Might as well do it.
Yeah, there's nothing better here. You know you have the numbers advantage. You know your builds require you to push. You just got to go. Everybody group and push. Ralphie No Pants leading the charge.
They might be doing it.
Rest of the team streaming in behind them. Ralphie's almost legged. Ralphie is legged. He's going to go down very fast. GI Jimmy, primary called target, and that Mauler. Mauler's providing a fair bit of DPS. How many mechs are going to die on the runway? You need to cross that runway as fast as possible.
Ralphie.
Quick Draw is legged. Jimmy's legged as well. Jimmy's doing a good job shielding. Leg does go down. And everybody needs to keep pushing. You can't stop pushing Black Pants Legion. You got to keep going. You have a heat advantage. Any amount of time you allow your opponents to cool down their binary large stalkers is another alpha they're going to be able to fire at you. Out in the open on the runway.
The leg of Middle Serp.
And they're buffering with that Fafnir out of Rafu, providing the cover that Phoenix Stalker needs. Side flank is being activated here, though.
Wow, that is a hard flank.
Yeah, Black Pants. It's 2 kills to 2 right now. Looks like Superfly's been legged though, and Grinning Thief needs to get in on the fight. I don't think they're in range, optimal range yet.
Small laser build, down goes Angry Ninja.
Phoenix is legged, doing a decent job shielding though, staying alive. Grinning Thief is legged, Superfly is legged. Grinning Thief goes down. Rafu is legged as well.
Superfly goes down.
Yeah, so there's 2 legged assaults remaining for Swords and Sabers. Those mechs are almost dead. And then on top of that, they've got a Firestarter with both legs open and an Osiris with, one of the legs is almost open. So it's a fairly close drop there. But in the end, Swords and Sabers picks up the clean sweep here today.
5 wins. Down goes Theta, the only position taken.
Fafnir's almost out of ammo for Rafu. Might have had ammo in the legs, I'm not sure.
If who pulls in the high damage for the round again at 648. Everyone else is in the 300s. Except for Hitman. Looks like they didn't do a lot of damage. They didn't break 100.
Yeah, it was a bit of a leg focus, so damage totals generally end up a little bit lower in
Oh,
that case. But also some of the mechs kind of got legged or strung out before they get into range, kind of. So primary called targets don't always have a lot of damage. Fafnir has a high DPS relative to the Stalkers being capped. So no shock there that the Fafnir is putting out the highest damage for Sorensen's Sabers, picking up 3 kills as well. The push was the correct call, but a little bit strung out. Could probably be tightened up a little bit. Oh, yeah, Fishbowl. So,
Fishbowl?
we've got Fishbowl coming up, I think, if these players are up for it.
Oh, Fishbowl.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of something special here if the players are going to do it, which they talked about earlier. So there's 2 players on these teams, one on each team, that have the name the Trout and
Fish.
Tuna Fish. So they have
The
a
tactical tuna.
rivalry as to who the best fish is. Um,
Oh.
so they want to go to Steiner. And so they're going to be playing a 1v1. And previously they played the 1v1 to see who was allowed to keep a name and who had to surrender the name.
Oh, this team. Always something.
Yeah, good times, isn't it?
It is. Last season we were doing things like what was it? Piranhas in the basement of HPG, free for all.
All right, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but they're playing a 1v1 and they're both taking 100 tons here. So I think they're doing crabs. I think both of them are playing in a crab. Previously they played in the piranha, I believe, was the 1v1 for the best fish title. So it's a sea creature theme. Piranha, crab,
Always.
and king crab, I think, is what they're doing, or something like that. So here they're going to be doing, I believe both of them are going to be in a crab. I know previously whoever lost had to change their name. I don't know if they're keeping that up or not. That costs a fair bit of MC, but we got a little 1v1 here at the end to wrap things up. And we got the Trout representing Sorensen Sabers, and on the opposing side we've got Tactical Tuna Fish representing Black Pants Legion. Trout is bringing Rack AC5, AC2, high DPS build there, mid-range. And then Tactical Tuna Fish is bringing AC20 Sunrose PPC rocket launcher. Definitely a big damage brawler. Those rocket launchers, 80 rocket launchers. If they can land those, that is going to be massive. Opening moves, the Trout is moving up. They're not taking high ground here for a range position. And Tactical Tuna Fish is looking to close distance. Neither player spotted the other, I don't think. If they had, I think Trout would be playing it a bit different. Yeah, it's 2 ships passing the night, neither player seeing the other.
That's going to change in a couple of seconds.
Trout's rocking the Loyalty King Crab. Modified the paint job a little bit. And Tactical Tuna Fish is running
001.
Bracken pattern with a smiley face on the front or something?
I think that's Applejack.
Applejack, okay. Neither player has seen the other yet. Now Tactical Tuna Fish has spotted Trout. I think Trout has spotted Tactical Tuna Fish as well. Opening shots coming out.
Yeah, that would be a confirm.
Both players just standing in the open, firing on the other. Tactical Tuna
Now
Fish
goes one leg and Tactical Tuna Fish.
Now, it should be shielding leg, but doesn't even need to. Just drops some CT through the Trout.
Oh, the Trout has been destroyed. Overheated himself and exploded.
So Tactical Tuna Fish picks up the first drop here. Doing a little bit more damage, 369 to 302. I don't know how many they're playing. I don't think anyone else needs this channel, so we'll just keep going.
I'm not sure what happened there. Was that a death blow or did he kill himself?
I believe he got blown out center torso. The AC-20 Snubnose PPC is some devastating firepower.
Whew.
Just the one. So it's just a single 1v1. And now tactical tuna fish is declared the best fish of 2024, whereas previously the trout had won the 1v1 and was the best fish of 2023. And there we go. So yeah, a little bit of different builds there, and end of the day, big pinpoint damage to the center torso ends up winning that 1v1. That wraps it up for our stream here today.
It does
So
indeed.
thank you, Blue Doe, for joining me on the cast here. I believe you're streaming on your personal channel under Blue Doe 1973.
1973. Yep.
So people can check that out in Twitch VODs or on YouTube in a couple of days, I presume.
Oh yeah, and the archive channel is HPG Replay at YouTube.com.
Okay, there we have it. So this was Therax with Blue Doe, and we had a pretty good match here today. Thank you to the teams for letting us stream their matches. Thank you for MW Comp for organizing this with also with Aces Wild, Not Bob, and Colin Farstar, I believe are the two individuals who are running this whole tournament. And thank you viewers for showing up supporting MW Comp. That's it.